think like the sun. I and my Father's sunlight are one. Jesus. Ignoring the obvious. If we look around us at the universe at large, we can truly see that everything revolves around light itself. The new natives honor this fact and restructure their lives to stay in touch with this primary principle. Lights revolve around bigger lights, revolve around bigger lights, ad infinitum. This is the first and foremost guiding truth of our lives. While most of us give the majority of our attention to our jobs, houses, taxes, politics, sports, religion, the news, and a myriad of other distractions, in the background, this Earth and all the other planets in our galaxy are magnetically revolving around the sun. The sun is holding us in its orbit, its omniscient power, its arms like a parent, the pulses of light like ripples in water being reflected in all phenomenon that swirls around us. Sometimes the truth is so blatant, right in front of our noses, that it's difficult to see. This modern culture is structured to divert us from all that is truly real, so that it can manipulate and distract us all our days, holding us in its matrix. The sad fact is that most go through the balance of their lives, ignoring the majestic dance of the flickering flame. It is ironic that many claim to dissolve into the light upon death. Perhaps we should dissolve into the light while being alive. Our true origins. The sun is a constantly exploding ball of gases, electricity, and magnetism. Eons ago, the sun ejected out part of its body, which consolidated, coalesced, and then cooled off to become our planets, the molten residue which is still inside the core of this Earth. The gases began the long process of combining into denser and denser elements, the mix of gases forming the atmosphere that we breathe, hydrogen and oxygen combining to become water, giving way to denser combinations of elements, becoming metals, and so on to all that is Earth. The impulse of life grew to recognize itself, hungered for its origins, gradually giving way to the development of the human form, the perfect vehicle to grow and survive all possible conditions presented, realizing by introspection and reflection the origins from which it came. Indeed, we are light incarnate. Honoring the rising and setting of the sunlight, we reconnect with our origin. Surely our sun revolves around a larger sun, which revolves around a bigger sun, and so on. Light around light, dancing with other lights, spinning in their orbits, animating and sustaining all. This is what life itself is. We are the travelers and explorers in this ocean of light, with an infinite, unending journey in front of us as we realign and receive the light's omnipotent, never-ceasing gifts. The mighty sculptor. All life forms are driven and motivated by the fluctuations of the flickering flame. Trees and plant life grow with its cycles. Animals mate, migrate, and structure their days and nights according to its position and movements. The iridescent flame is responsible for the movement of clouds, evaporation of water, transpiration from forests, which become our weather. Indeed, light is the sculptor of this planet. Hot and cold, the product of the beating flame, is responsible for the formation and cycling of wind, ice, and water flows that sculpt, reshape, or crumble even the mightiest mountains. The ceaseless motion of the mighty oceans, reflected in her undulating waves, mirrors the activity of the pulsing light. As all matter has its origins from within the sun, all matter is subject to its positive, life-giving influence as long as it is not resisted, as in the case of mankind. When we live, die, in opposition to this force of life, we then reap all manner of miseries. The sun is emitting 10 million different sound and light frequencies from within its core, broadcasting perpetually to the earth and all its inhabitants. Perhaps it's time that we tuned into that station and see where that programming leads us. How does one think like the sun? Thinking like the sun, embodying and identifying with the sun, personifying and personalizing the sun internally, we all become one. We see ourselves within each other's eyes, the portals of light. Our inner core is light in animation, solidified in our bodies. Our needs and desires become universal. We take up a life of motion to reflect the endless motion of universal energy. We begin to cooperate with the limitless flow of sunlight energy and accelerate our collective growth and accomplishments. The entire infinite universe becomes our home. We migrate with the seasons, following the warmth as a year-round living pattern. We dissolve all borders. We plant the entire earth with plants that grow without our intervention, primarily permaculture food forests, freeing us for travel, exploration, and collective leisure time. We open up and allow the free migration and thriving of all animal species on land, air, and water. We merge together towards a collective focus of biological freedom for all, based on the limitless access to the elements of life as a primary goal. We lean together into the light, and the mechanics of our culture morphs to reflect this and showers abundance on all, freeing us instead of enslaving us. We become one light helping itself. We recognize light is all there is, was, or will be. We are light embodied. We shine inside and out, in our home once again. Think like the sun.